15 things you didn't know about running a restaurant business. Welcome to alux.com, the place where future billionaires come to get informed. Hey there, Aluxers, welcome back to our channel. Whether you love burgers or you're a fine dining enthusiast, don't you ever wonder what's the secret ingredient that makes the restaurant business successful? Because if you do, today's video is a great opportunity for you to discover the key points of developing this business. Points that might be useful if you're thinking about investing in or opening a restaurant. If you're new here, welcome. Be sure to subscribe and follow us on Instagram at Alux. So, let's cut to the chase and talk about the 15 things you didn't know about running a restaurant business. Number 1. You will need some serious cash. The first thing you need to know if you're thinking about going into the restaurant business is that it's a serious investment. Depending on the league you want your restaurant to play in, you'll need a few thousand to $1 million. Whether you have to spend $3,000 or $300,000 per seat, the important thing, which is usually neglected, is being careful not to overspend. According to surveys, costs end up being 15% above their projected budgets. Furthermore, you'll have to be careful not to overspend on stuff that is essential nonetheless. New kitchen equipment, architecture and design, marketing and PR, and last but not least, food expenses. So be wise when spending your money, and don't forget to keep some capital reserve to put towards unexpected expenses. Number 2. It's not the most profitable business to get rich with. If you woke up this morning deciding to open a restaurant after having a dream last night about getting rich from it, you should hold your horses. We don't want to discourage you, but make sure you're aware of some of the aspects related to earning money in this business. According to studies and surveys, a restaurant owner can earn a lot of money, but that usually happens when they work themselves in the restaurant. So unless you're entering the business dead rich, don't expect to become rich without working on at least one area, be it waiting tables, cooking, or managing. Also, be realistic. You most probably will earn enough for a decent living, but not enough to buy diamonds and expensive cars at the end of your first year. Number 3. Location is everything for this business. One thing you'll have to take extra attention to is choosing a good location for your restaurant. It would be ideal to find a spot that draws crowds, is easily accessible, and has the potential for growth. But this doesn't mean ignoring your budget completely and overspending on it, okay? Maybe it would be a good idea to join a startup incubator for a restaurant, where you'll learn more about this. Mentorships can prove really useful, especially if you have to choose between building the place from scratch or selecting a location that you'll only be allowed to make small architectural and design-related changes to. Number 4. You will be doing a lot of administrative, research, and back-office work. If you're going to invest in a restaurant startup, you have to be ready to take responsibility when it comes to management. This implies overwatching and making sure at all times your business is solvent and profitable. Always keep an eye on trends, labor costs, personnel issues, and make sure your employees are properly trained, but also happy at their workplace. If an employee is encountering problems or they underperform, you'd better look for sources and proactively try to solve them. Specialists explain that running a restaurant has a multitude of moving parts, and therefore a good manager has to know when to handle tasks themselves and when to delegate. Number 5. Never start without the big 3: chef, location, and concept. They say no restaurant succeeds without a great chef, a great location, and a great concept. Thinking about earning Michelin stars, bringing something new to the game, or even both? Choose your chef carefully. You should know exactly what the food concept that you're going for is, so you're able to match the chef's capabilities to your needs. They should prioritize quality, because the chef is the one who sets the standard in a restaurant. They should also have an even temperament and be able to train staff, but this doesn't mean lowering the standard. A great chef will have an eye for detail. That is how you'll be sure every dish they serve tells a story. And stories sure have a tendency to charm people. Number 6. The menu is your most important asset. Since we previously mentioned the importance of having a food concept, we'd like to enhance that by making you aware of the crucial importance of conceiving a balanced yet creative menu. They say the menu is the center of your restaurant's universe. It presents the dishes in an attractive way, includes a description of the way the food is prepared. Use words such as braised, seared, pan-fried, oven-roasted, wood-fired, and poached, as they add a topping of prestige to what you're serving. Also, highlight special ingredients and point out where they come from. It's ideal to get into as much detail as you can, because getting down to specifics provides more information and can even open up appetites, depending on how well you manage to describe the dish. Number 7. One small incident or scandal can ruin your business. You know how they say all publicity is good publicity? Well, that doesn't really apply to restaurants. Looks like restaurant scandals have a way of drawing attention, but history proves it's not for the best. Whether we're talking about the 1994 class action lawsuit brought against restaurant chain Denny's for the violation of federal public accommodation laws against racial discrimination, or about the more recent white bread horse meat or the unadvertised beef and pork ragu lasagna scandals, the thing is, a scandal will make the public hesitant about coming to your restaurant ever again. Number 8. 60% of restaurants fail in the first year. Maybe you didn't pay close attention to this until now, but restaurants come and go. According to an Ohio State University study about failed restaurants, 60% close or change ownership in the first year of business. If you don't have a strong heart and stomach, you'd better think twice before going into the restaurant business. Even worse news, 80% fail within 5 years. Among the significant factors influencing the success or failure of such a business, you may find a bad location, hiring poor management, bad customer service, not paying taxes, not being careful and attentive regarding your cash flow, not understanding food costs, not sticking to your initial budget, and so on. Number 9. Celebrity or blogger endorsements help a lot. We live in the influencers era, and therefore your restaurant business is more likely to succeed if it's endorsed by celebrities. According to Ad Age Studies, a brand that manages to line up an endorsement contract with a celebrity or an athlete can make their stock rise up to 25% as soon as the news goes public. A good example is Blaze Pizza, that got a big boost from their endorsement deal with Cleveland Cavaliers basketball player LeBron James. The owners Elise and Rick Wetzel opened their first pizza restaurant in 2012, but by the end of 2014, there were 50 Blaze Pizza locations open throughout the United States. Damn, that was fast. Number 10. It's easy to overspend on a lot of things. Seriously now, this overspending thing is to be taken into account if you want your business to succeed. This is why experienced restaurant owners always advise those going in on a restaurant startup journey to consider second-hand options, shopping online, and being aware of what is strictly necessary. So make a list and prioritize only the most important items to begin with. Also, use a bookkeeping system in order to be able to keep costs in check efficiently. Don't go for the most expensive items, and most of all, do not go for a fancy food vendor. The best idea is to reach out to local farmers and co-ops, and always pay attention to establish relationships with more than one supplier. Work with them on lock-in prices in order for you to get the best deal. And Aluxers, speaking of overspending on a larger perspective, if you want to learn how to avoid making this mistake, go check out our 15 Things Poor People Do the Rich Don't video. You can check it out by clicking in the top right corner. Number 11. Advertising is expensive, but necessary. Why, of course, celebrity endorsements help, but let's not forget the good old-fashioned advertising, which is considered to be a must for new restaurants. Whether we're talking about traditional advertising, such as newspapers and radio ads, or the new media, Facebook and Instagram. Mostly, you have to go for it. According to experts, without advertising, your restaurant business has small chances of survival. You need to make a good reputation, and this requires intelligent, professional advertising to help reach consumers who otherwise might never hear of you. It also helps with restaurant promotions, such as the announcement of new menu items, discounts, and special events. If you ask us, advertising is essential. It's a long-term investment that will lead you to success. Number 12. You have to work on holidays and weekends. If you've just started a restaurant business, you'd better not be thinking about the next holiday, as chances are you're not getting one anytime soon. Weekends, however, oh no, we're not joking, kiss your weekends goodbye as well, because they represent a restaurant's busiest times. If you embark on this journey, you have to be aware of the sacrifices you're going to have to make, and the first one is giving up a lot of your leisure time in order to make things work out. You won't be able to be everything to everybody, and you'll need a family that is understanding of your absence. Be it at dinner, oh the irony, or on vacation, it's just the nature of the beast. Number 13. It's crucial to make smart partnerships. Studies also aim at raising awareness of the risks of sharing ownership of a restaurant. If you go into business as a partnership with someone you're familiar with or in a romantic relationship with, it might get complicated. The main reason for that is the fact that sharing financial risks can be very stressful. A suiting business partner is someone with whom you're able to resolve disputes with. But be careful, that doesn't mean your best friend is definitely going to be your best business partner. If you start doing some research, you'll soon find testimonies of people who have lost their closest friends shortly after doing business together. So choose your actions wisely and determine the common ground and the value of the business relationship you're getting into. Number 14. Franchises are more successful than independent restaurants. Research has proven that those who enter the restaurant business through a franchise have a bigger rate of success. This is mainly because franchise owners invest much more in market research and focus on finding the right location and choosing the right concept. Furthermore, franchise owners can learn from the chain's experience, thus they're able to avoid making flagrant mistakes. This makes franchises very operational. But hey, this doesn't mean every new restaurant owner should go for a franchise. The world needs innovation in this area, and your startup will be fine if you take the time to make a business plan and start thinking strategically. Number 15. It pushes you to be more sociable, understanding, and client-oriented. Opening a restaurant will train your social muscles, to say the least, aside from pushing you to learn sales planning, customer service, billing, bookkeeping, monthly profit and loss statements, tax preparation, public relations, human resources matters, motivating workers, general management skills, and so much more. Understanding your clients' needs can sometimes prove itself to be more efficient than understanding food preparation, and thank the universe you can hire a chef for the latter one. The better you understand how to sell the concept you're going for, the easier it will be to train your staff to do the same, which, let's face it, is the best recipe for a successful restaurant business. And that was it for today, dear Aluxers. Thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe if you haven't already. Now, before you go, we're curious. What is the nicest food concept you've experienced in a restaurant? Let us know in the comments below. And as always, for being a true Aluxer and sticking with us until the end, here's your bonus fact. Number 16. Having too many investors is bad for business. Have you ever wondered to what extent the success of a restaurant business can relate to its number of investors? Here's your answer. According to studies, the ideal partnership is the one of two business partners. Having 3 or more investors just multiplies the visions, which can prove itself risky if you end up pulling your business in too many directions. This is one matter that you should pay attention to, and better wait for the best moment to get into business rather than depending on other people's capital. Thank you for spending some time with us, Aluxers. Make sure to like and subscribe so you never miss another video. We also handpicked these videos, which we recommend you watch next. Thank you for being an Aluxer, and we'll see you back tomorrow.